What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to recap episode 2 of 24/7, which was an awesome episode. But then again, every episode they've ever done has been unreal. Um, Not for nothing, my favorite part was definitely the Bruins beating up on Philly at the end. That's always a great thing to see Philly go down, and Brizgalov saying more stupid shit, and a newfound respect for John Tortorella. So without further ado, anytime you can compare a husky to a blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick is a pretty cool thing, or either that or very weird. I haven't made my mind yet. Brizgalov, he's like a less hot Jessica Simpson. You don't know what the fuck he's gonna say next. I remember when I was in that show, The Newlyweds. My sister loved that show, and I just got sucked into watching it. And she just say stupid shit all the time, and it's like that's what you get with Brizgalov. So it's kind of what's going to come out of his mouth next, and that's always keeps you at the edge of your seat, and I like that. Plus I like when the Bruins are ripping his 5-hole apart. It's always a good thing too. But Philly's got an interesting dynamic on that team with him and with Yags, who's obviously a great personality in and of himself. Let's be honest, he's Yarmir Yaga, and we're not. So. But back to the Rangers. They had a great feature on John Tortorella's relationship with a young man with, I believe, cystic fibrosis, and Torts is, I always had a tremendous amount of respect for him as a coach when he's with Tampa Bay and obviously with the Rangers, and it's grown tenfold. He's a great coach, but an even better human being, and I think that's the great thing about the game of hockey is that brings people together, and he really a kid that wasn't given a fair chance in life. Anytime Torts or the Ranger community can make him feel good about himself is a great thing, and I like that they set him up with tickets to the Winter Classic. Good for the young man. Hope he gets to see the Rangers get the big dub in Philly in 2 weeks or week and a half. Jesus, really sneaking up on you 10 days. Wow. But yeah, I really hope he gets to see his beloved Rangers get the big dub, which is pretty cool, and getting to see Brian Boyle. Not being able to pick out a suit. I had his brother for a class, and I know his other brother pretty well, so I'm not surprised about Boyle having an issue making a big decision what suit to wear. But hey, that's the ins and outs you get to see behind the scenes. Giroux's concussion recovery. I thought that was pretty cool to show that. Show what exactly goes into the concussions that are the hot button issue with the NHL with him, Pronger, obviously Crosby, Milan Mahalik had one recently. As a Bruins fan, seeing Bergeron go through it, and obviously Marc Savard, to understand a little bit more the backdrop behind it, and obviously with Couturier getting the concussion at the end of the episode. I watched that game live, and that's something you don't want to see. I really do not like the Philadelphia Flyers. I never hid that fact, but the amount of head injuries they're seeing, you don't want to see that to a hockey team or to people. At the end of the day, Chris Pronger isn't a hockey player; he's a father, a husband, and all that stuff. And you got a duty off the ice, and you don't want to see head injuries prevent someone from doing that. Because at the end of the day, it's a game. Hockey's finite and it's a game, but you got so much of your life beyond the ice that you gotta accept. So. Hopefully all those guys have a speedy recovery from their head injuries, like I said, not just to get back on the ice, but to be functioning members of society, which is, ultimately what we all have to be. A couple other things I liked. The Rangers win against Phoenix was pretty cool. Seeing Rupper mixing it up out there. I've always been a big Mike Rupp fan. Getting to see him throw the body around and, mix it up physically. It's always pretty cool. And Keith Yandle's great giveaway to Gaborik. Anytime you can give Gaborik the puck in space and let him do his thing, it's the hockey fan really entertaining to see. He's that good, in the open ice. We didn't get to see Granny Callie this week. I was disappointed in that. I could watch Callahan's grandmother talk for a full hour. She's probably the best personality last week. She should be John Tortorella's. Should be an assistant on Torts' staff personally. I think should be a pretty good fit. She seemed pretty lively and personable. So great ambassador of the game. Her grandson is, and obviously you can see where he gets his his makeup. I like the piece on Girardi. His wife is gorgeous, by the way, and what it means to go on the road. Miss your family while you're playing. Everyone thinks it's glitz and glamour being a pro athlete, but you got to miss your family for extended periods of time, and it's obviously something you get the big salary and you get to be on TV and do all that cool stuff, but at the end of the day you're still a person, like I said, and you're gonna miss your family while you're on the road. So that's something that comes with the territory. I like the piece on Ronaldo and the other rookie for Philly, talking about it's always a good day when your bag isn't packed to send you back to the minors. That's that sums it up. Life of being a pro athlete too. They can at any moment for most of them send you right back to Adirondack or Hartford for the Rangers. But also, like the peaceful Mark Stahl's concussion recovery is pretty cool. Like I said, concussions are such a hot button issue in the NHL. To get a little more insight into the injury itself and the recovery process is pretty cool, and it gives a whole different perspective for hockey fans to see, what's going on with the concussions and what it takes away, from being a functioning human being, not just being a hockey player. And couple other things. I mean, it was just such a good episode. I really liked it. I liked Laviolette giving it to the ref in Montreal. I mean, Montreal's been known to get those hometown calls, and Laviolette let him hear about that, and it's pretty cool. And I think next week will be pretty good because Laviolette and Steve Ott had a confrontation last night. That'll make next week's episode, so that'll be pretty cool. Anytime you get you got a bunch of hockey players and coaches and no censor, it's pretty cool, and you never know what's going to be said next. So, Simmons calling out Lucic was pretty cool too. You fucking did it, Lucic. You hit him from behind. You fucking hit him from behind. Fuck you, Simmons. Lucic would have wiped the ice up with you. I'm sorry. And Wayne Simmons is a great player. Really getting to see him flourish. No, I mean, I'm watching him flourish. Off HBO. Unlike some people, I follow hockey religiously, and I know I watched all those games anyway. So the HBO cameras really weren't, don't make a difference to the games I watch, but. I obviously watched that Bruins game live, and Simmons was giving it to Lucic after he hit Ronaldo from behind. He deserved that one game suspension for Ronaldo. I hate to antagonize a player for the Bruins, but you can't. The league's trying to get rid of those hits and make the game a safer place, and to do that you gotta punish guys, and Lucic was deserving of a punishment in that circumstance. Oh, and Torts' obscenity lace tirade in St. Louis, always great. Anytime you can hear John Tortorella yelling a ton of F-bombs, that's always quality entertainment. Great mix of hockey and vulgarity is John Tortorella. And like I said earlier, he's a great human being for what he does for the Guardian of Dreams Foundation. And, hockey players and hockey coaches, some of the best people in the world. And anytime you can be an ambassador of the game and an ambassador, of Madison Square Garden, ambassador of the Rangers, ambassador of New York City, like Tortorella is, it's a great thing. He may take a lot of heat in the New York press for his on-again, off-again relationship with Larry Brooks, the Rangers beat writer for the Post. But at the end of the day, I think he's one of the best ambassadors for New York City and the coaching community in that city. I think him and Joe Girardi, the Yankees manager, not Dan Girardi, the Rangers defenseman, are the two best ambassadors for New York City and the coaching communities. Because I think Terry Collins has a set up his ass. Tom Coughlin's an asshole. Rex Ryan talks for the sake of hearing his own voice. And Mike D'Antoni's a fucking moron. So I think those two are the best two ambassadors on and off the field for New York City. And I'm a Boston fan, so I'm sworn to hate New York. But I like seeing those guys. They're good human beings in addition to being good coaches. That's it for the recap of episode 2 of 24/7. Stay tuned for next week's episode, where I will recap next week's 24/7 and talk about the Philly Stars game, and they're playing each other I think tomorrow night, so pretty cool. That's it for the Power Player CJ. See everyone later.